Hey everyone, I'm so excited to have you join us today. If you enjoy, you're in the right place. Before we dive into today's video, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our future content. We're building an awesome community here, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Ryo said, "Bang Tae-gyu is harassing you." He replied, surprised, "Bro, how did you know that? Did you know everything?" Ryo said, "Then did you think I wouldn't?" One said silently, "But I didn't want to make apparent to my brother who's having a hard time." Ryo said silently, "One, I'm sorry to be honest, I actually didn't know. I first learned of the truth a few hours after returning from my first around my brother who went out somewhere that day." Later, Ryo, who was sleeping in his apartment, received a phone call from someone. He was asked to come to the hospital immediately. His brother had returned home blamed because he had been beaten by Bang, and at that time, Ryo was weak and foolish and loser. Then he kept saying, "I'm sorry, One. No one will bully you anymore." Somewhere in an abandoned place, Bang kicked someone with his for causing him to fall to the ground with the heart hit, and he said, "Do these stupid want to die? Didn't I tell you to all to bring 200,000 won each? Not answering? Are you ignoring me now?" Seeing Bang kicking someone, a group of people standing behind laughed, but despite their appearance, they were extremely nervous on the inside. They said, "Even the Sunbows from other schools don't mess with him. No matter what happens, I shouldn't get on his bad side." Bang Tae-gyu is 185 centimeters tall. It is too big for a second-year junior high school student. Naturally, he is overwhelming among his peers. He is also good at fighting and is famous. Bang said, "Shit, Elle was going to buy a motorbike today from the money I was going to get. You're all so useless." Bang Tae-gyu looked at the group of people who were watching and said, "Hey, you know anywhere to get money." They said, "Somewhere to get money." Band said, "Yeah, just think something up right now." They started thinking in panic. Then someone once said, "There's that bitch your shuttle, Tae-gyu, that tall guy, curly hair. Why didn't you call that guy?" With a sarcastic smile on Bang Tae-gyu's lips, he said, "Ryu won that bastard. I was planning on calling him today anyways. I am going to beat him up to celebrate New Year's." The bald one in the back said, "Then you can just rob him blind." But Bang Tae-gyu shook his hand and said, "Hey, that guy's practically homeless. He can't bring any money even though I beat the shit out of him. His house also looks worn down, and that bastard doesn't even have parents. He lives just with his brother." After a while, Ryo and his brother appeared in front of the group. Bang Tae-gyu let out a long sigh and said, "Speak of devil. No, not devil, but a bitch?" Then he shouted his name. Ryu, who heard the obscene words as soon as he saw him, looked frightened, but Ryo's expression didn't change at all. And this made Bang angry, and he said silently, "What? Who is this bastard? His face is pissing me off." He said with an angry expression, "Hey, who was that stupid next to you? Did you bring a new shuttle because you got lonely?" Before Ryu could speak, Roy stepped forward and said, "I'm One's older brother," he said with a chuckle. "Look at this stupid. Didn't I tell you to keep your mouth shut? And you snitch on me? You're dead today. Your brother, as well." Bang looked at his friends and shocked his head slightly. Then his friend stepped forward and said, "The word sure has going weird. Now we have a shuttle that's trying to fight Bang. Hey, One is your brother good at fighting?" The three men approached with evil expression, but Ryo showed no signs of fear. One of them approached Ryo and said, "Bitch, you want to go?" Unexpected, he punched him in the face and knocked him to the ground. Another attack on Ryo, but Ryo nimbly dodged the attack. Then he hit him to the chin. When one person fell helplessly, the other members of the group rushed over, but they were no match for Ryo in the first place. It didn't take long for the three to collapse. Bang Tae-gyu's eyebrows were curved like a bow out of anger. Silently he said, "Trash. Looks like he learned boxing from somewhere. But you want to fight me with just that much skill?" Bang Tae-gyu passed among the fallen and stepped forward, so saying, "One's bro. Looks like you think you're something because you learned boxing from somewhere. But didn't you learn the physicality is very important in boxing?" As Bang Taiji stood in front, Ryo raised his head and said, "And haven't you seen the news?" "What news, you son of a bitch?" Bang Taiji, angry, suddenly extended his fist. An ordinary person would have been hit in the face and staggered without having time to react. But Ryo dodged the attack by just nodding his head. Bang Taiji, whose pride was wounded, made a subsequent attack, but even that was averted. The third, fourth, and fifth punches were all useless. The goal was to take the initiative and take the fight to the better, but it didn't go as expected with Bang's lineage. Then he said silently, "Something is wrong. Why? Why can't I land a single hit?" Ryo said, "If you saw the news, you wouldn't have even dared to charge at a player like me." Ryo, who was leisurely dodged, punched him completely in the face. However, it was difficult to defend Bang Taiji, who had certain degree of determination. Then he launched an attack. "You bastard! Where did he go?" Realizing Bang, turned around in shock, unable to believe that this kid was able to stand behind him in such a short period of time, and at the same second, a powerful blow to his face. Because of the severity of the beating, his nose was damaged. He said angrily, "I'll kill you." We attacked again, but the result didn't change. As the damage piles up, 1 hit, 2 hits in the face. He said, "Shit is the bastard just targeting my face on purpose." Sly bastard, if only I could hit him once. The fat guy is trying to be matched for Ryo, but with a single kick of Ryo's leg, Bang Taiji was sent flying and crashing into the opposite well. Ryo said, "Bang Ta, does it hurt?" Bang said, "Don't get closer." Ryo approached Bang, and instead of hitting him, Ryo grabbed Bang's fingers and said, "That's why you shouldn't have missed it with my little brother." Ryo mercilessly broke his 10 fingers as he was breaking a chicken, without mercy, which frightened the members of his group, and they run away like rats. Ryu is unable to hear these terrifying screamers as he still stands at the doorway with his eyes closed. Ryo said, "If you miss with him again, you know what will happen, right?" Bang Taiji, who was covered in tears and snot, said, "I know I won't touch him." Then Ryo said, "That's right, but I'll have to do this properly since you might have a change of heart, right?" He grabbed his wrist and broke it. That was the moment when fear was first imprinted in Bang Taigyu's mind. Homeward bound, Ryu Min couldn't keep his mouth shut as he looked at his older brother and said, "How did you do that? Did you learn material arts somewhere?" He replied, "You didn't watch properly, did you? Players can use their abilities in real life as well. How? Like this." Ryo opened his inventory and took out that dagger. "Knife from the air, cool tight. You can even earn weapons like this," one said. "That back when you were moving really fast, was that the same kind of thing?" "You dodged all of his punched." "That's right, my dexterity stats is 11. "Your stat? The stats from games, you mean?" "Yeah, a normal human has 3 points, and a professional athlete has 10. One said, "What happens if your level increases?" "How would I know? I haven't reached that point yet." Ryo said silently, "That's a lie, of course. I don't plan to reveal that I am regressor. When I revealed everything from the first time in my 11th regression, there was an instance where one was kidnapped by a player. Thought I got my revenge. I don't want him to experience that humiliation because of me. I have to be prepared. If I want to protect him in the upcoming fights between players." Ryo turned his head and said, "Do you want to get breakfast at the convenience store?" "You're hungry, right?" In a small store, Ryo approached the ATM, and then his brother said, "Where are you going?" "The instant noodles are over here." When Ryo inserted his card into the ATM, his saw a small amount of money and said, "This is everything saved for Lip until now." 133 was surprised to see his brother when withdrawing 100,001 in cash and asked, "You withdraw that much money?" Ryo replied, "I need it for something. Should we choose from here today? From here? Everything here is expensive. It's all over 5,001. It's fine. It's all you want today. Are you going to fill yourself with only ramen when it's the new year?" "That's true, but will we have enough to get by if you eat like this?" "We will, so hurry and choose something." "Then, let's eat this chili pork belly." I really wanted to eat this. "Let's go to restaurant sometime and order it." "Hanu beef, get it?" One said. "Hey, what do you mean?" "This is more than enough for me." What Rio say it was not empty because a large sum of money is about to arrive in a few. The two quickly bought some food and sit down to eat lunch at the same store. He took a piece of meat with his chopsticks, put it in his mouth contentedly, and looked happy at his brother and said, "It's so good." Rio smiled at him and said, "Really?" Rio got up from the people with confusing on his younger brother's face and asked them to wait here, after he said that he turned to walk away, leaving one alone. After a while, Rio returned and put the black pen on the table. He was in daze as he looked at the lottery ticket that his brother had both then asked him. "You took out so much money. No way! You're going to spend it all on the lottery." Rio lifted the pen cap and said, "Yep." "Wait, how many sheets is this?" He replied, 20. "What? Why would you spend 100,000 on lottery tickets? You don't even know if you'll get anything." Rio said, "Just wait and see." One said in amazement, "What? What are you doing? Why are you only picking the same numbers over and over again?" With a smile full of confidence, he said, "Those are the winning numbers."
お前はもう死んでいる。